Hello and welcome to the 11th video, where we will cover all that you need to know about styling your text. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we can transform this into this. So the first thing that we are going to create is an H1 tag, and it's going to say build a website. Yep. And then below that, we're going to create a second heading tag. And inside of that heading tag, we're going to write HTML. And then we're going to create a paragraph tag. And inside of it, we're going to just write a bunch of gibberish. So just like lorem, tab, and we have some dummy text. Copy this. Repeat it. Change HTML to CSS. So as you see right now, we have our content. And if you're wondering how did our content appear without refreshing the page, please check the link in the description below on how to set up your text editor. So the first thing that I would like to do is change the color of my text. And in order to do this, we first need to create our styling tag. So back to your code editor, let's create style. Nope, this is not what I meant. And then we're going to start targeting our elements. So in this content, we have three types of elements. The first one is H1, the second one is H2, and the third one is the paragraph. So let's just lay them out. H1, select it with empty properties, H2, and paragraph tag. And now we will start to apply the styles to them. So the first thing that I would like to do is change the color for my H1 into a material red color, then hashtag F44336, Control S, and as you see, we change the color. So the way that we can change colors in our HTML is by using the property color. Let's try to change our heading 2 tag, color, and I'm going to choose a lighter color. So for this, we're going to use hashtag B71C1C, Control S, and as you see, we change our color. So that's it to how to color your text. The next thing that I'm going to do is line spacing. Now, line spacing is very important for design. I won't be diving into design and negative space, but line spacing can help you in balancing the content inside your website. Now, what is line spacing? It's the space between our texts. So the space between this sentence and this sentence. And we can control the space between those two sentences by a property known as line height. So let's go to our paragraph tag. We're going to add line height, and we're going to add 25 pixels. Control S, and as you see, the space has changed. Now, the next thing that we're going to be covering is font weight. Font weight represents the thickness of your font. Now, to our font weight, sometimes our text may be too thick or too thin, so we can use the font weight property to change that. Let's change the font weight to our H1 tag. Add font weight, and I'm going to add the font weight of 200. Control S, refresh, and there you go. So the values of font weight starts from 100, 200, 300, 400, up to 800, and sometimes depending on the font, we may have 1000 and 1200. So now that I changed the font weight of our text, our content still looks ugly, still looks lame. This is because of the font that we're using. So let's try to change the font into something that has more charisma. So let's do this. Now I want to change the font family of all the content inside my website. I'm going to into my heading tag, I'm going to write font-family, and I'm going to write Helvetica. Okay, Control S, refresh, and there you go. The font has changed. Now, when you look at the values of our font family, you may question, why do we have Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif? Well, this is because of the different devices. Not all devices may have Helvetica. So this is our backup font. So the first thing, we'll start by Arial. If Arial is not there, then we're going to go to Helvetica. If it's not there, then we can go to sans serif. And to show this, let me try to delete the backup fonts. Control S. And there you go, it's still working. But I would like to also change the style of my heading 2 tags and my paragraph tag. You would suggest that I could copy this and have it inside each and every element that I have. Control S, and it's working. But the code over here is redundant. That means we're repeating ourselves 3 times. And there is a smarter way that we can do that. So in CSS, we usually target the element and we say whatever goes between this element, we're going to apply this styles for it. And that's why when we say H1, whatever goes between H1 will have these properties for it. So what would we do if we want all of them to have a specific style or specific font? Well, we can select an element in a higher order, which is, for example, our body. Let me show you this. Now I have removed the fonts from all of my elements, and I'm going to select my body tag, and I'm going to add the font family to all of my body. No, sorry. I'm going to say Helvetica, Control S, and as you see, it's working. This is because of how CSS works and the hierarchy of elements. In fact, if you right-click in your browser, inspect element, and we go to our heading tag, you can see the hierarchy over here. So our heading tag is inside our body element, and our body element is inside of our HTML. In fact, if we change our body to HTML, it would still work. This is because HTML is the highest tag that we have, or the highest HTML element that we have in our body or in our document. Now, the next thing that we will cover is text alignment. So there are multiple ways that we can align our text. And I would like specifically to choose H1, or our heading tag. So to align our text, the first thing that we need to do is add a property of text align. And in text align, we have center, which is going to center our text, end, which is going to align our text into right, then justify, which is going to align our text to fill up the space, then left, right, start, and so on and so forth. But over here, I just want to center my text, so I'm just going to use center as a property, as a value, sorry. And there you go. We have it centered. Now to the last part of this video is I want to have my background color as black. How can I achieve that? And if you guessed that we should write our property inside of our HTML tag, then you're right. So we're going to add a property of background or background color. And then I'm going to add a material dark color, which is 212121, Control S, and there you go. If you notice, our text, our paragraph tags is hard to read. To fix this, we need to add a lighter color to it. So how can we do this? Again, if you guessed that we need to add a color attribute to our paragraph tag, you're right. So let's add this and FA, which is the light color for our text. So that's it for this video. In the next video, I'll teach you all about sizing, margins, borders, and paddings. And I really recommend that you never skip this video. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me down below in the comments, or you can head to my Facebook page and drop me a message. Thank you and have a nice day.